Okay.
All right, so could you introduce yourself to my
Yes,
audience?
my name is Mark Hoyle. I am age 48, going to be 49 on, I guess, Thursday, apparently. Thought it was Wednesday, but anyway,
How
and
long have you been homeless for?
how long have I been homeless? Well, technically, quite a while.
Uh-huh.
Probably since 11, so
About 5 years now?
yeah, going on 5 years.
Okay, thank you. And so I wanted to ask, how have the rising housing prices around here have affected your life? Could you describe how they've changed since you were younger?
Yeah, well, my parents bought their house in Santa Clara by Stevens Creek and Lawrence for, I think it was about 38,000, and in 010, I believe it sold for 790,000. So that gives you any idea of the rate increase.
Uh-huh.
It's quite a bit. Now, the house is probably worth 900,000 now.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't be surprised, but that's where I grew up. And anyway, but from what I've seen, everybody's being priced out of the market. Unless you own a house now, you could always take out that money that you have and purchase a new home. But if you don't have the money like that, or you don't have a house, you don't own a house, and you're just trying to buy, I think it's extremely difficult, even with two incomes.
Yeah.
Extremely difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty impossible around here now,
Yeah.
especially for the upcoming youth.
Right, unless you work for Apple and you get a nice bonus or something. Or
Yeah,
something
definitely.
Like
I feel like everybody, who isn't making that quota is getting kicked out. So.
that. Yeah, and the
kinda
minimum
harsh.
wage doesn't cut it.
Oh, definitely not.
You need 8 people in a house just to maybe even think about it.
Yeah.
Something like that, and that's probably still not enough.
Yeah, I heard it's about like $35 around you have to make to.
That's the rent.
Oh, really? I thought that was to
No.
purchase now.
I was kidding.
Oh,
No, you need to make more than that though. 35 an hour, you would have to make more than that.
yeah.
I think a combined income, maybe $70 an hour, would probably be more like it, honestly. Because you got to think about the taxes and everything being taken out of your check too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then you got kids, and you got all these expenses.
Uh-huh.
So the Bay Area is very expensive. That would be my guess. I mean, $70 an hour, that's probably borderline.
I see.
If you think about it, an engineer, makes 120,000 a year, and they can't even do it, and two incomes.
Yeah,
That's
true.
combined. So you got $250,000 a year income, then you go in that tax bracket, you get taxed on that. You get a lot of money because it's coming out of those checks going to the government, and the houses keep going up, rent keeps going up. Because I do moving for a living, right? And I've seen a studio at Santa Clara, right off River Oaks, okay, $2,650 for a junior
studio.
1-bedroom, which has no bedroom. It's just
Wow.
like a partition. So that gives you any idea where it's going.
I see. So, what exactly has kept you in this area? Everything's so expensive. You think you want to move out of here?
Trapped. That's what I feel like. I've been here my whole life, and honestly, I can't stand it. I want to get out of here, go to Reading, but I can't go to Reading broke. So, it's trapped. The only reason why we're here is because of my wife, her family, but I don't get along with her family here immediately, her immediate family here. In Reading I do, but not here. But that's basically the reason. And she's not working. Our car is down. Well, it has to be small. It's just more expensive, but I make just enough to survive doing what I do, doing the moving. But yeah, I'm trying to get out of here, But it's a catch-22 because it takes money to live here.
Yeah.
And then whatever money you get, it's just enough to get day by day.
Yeah. Okay, so could you describe some of the daily struggles you face being homeless?
Yeah, always in fear of my motorhome being towed by the police. That's a big one. It's constant stress.
I don't think people would think about it. They think, oh, you have an RV. It's at least you have that, but you're in constant fear of being towed and.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the RV in the sense that we have shelter. A lot of people don't have a shelter. I know quite a few people. I'm sure they wish they had an RV, something to live in. 4 walls and a roof. That's really important. It keeps you, out of the elements.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's a big struggle. No showers, no electricity, no running water. We have to go use bathrooms at fast food like Taco Bell, Burger King. Sometimes sneak a shower down at the apartments down on Saratoga. They don't like that, but
Yeah,
you know, but
but
you act
you
like
gotta
you
do-
just work out
Yeah,
there.
you gotta do what you gotta
Bring your
do.
gym bag. You're
Yeah.
all right. And you know, but police is the big one, and nosy people that can't mind their own business.
Yeah.
They really can't. People are, I think, are pretty cruel, you know, especially towards the homeless, because they don't know what the plight is. They don't know any circumstance what people are going through, why they're in that situation.
Yeah.
Some of it is, you know, self-inflicted, okay, and then there's others like, you know, all they took was maybe to lose their job, okay, an illness, then where they had to take time off work, then maybe they were let go. I mean, there's a multitude of things that can happen to create somebody to be homeless. And ours is, I wouldn't say it's so much self-inflicted, but I want to, you know, try to do things on my own. I don't want help from other people, in a sense,
Yeah. I
you
feel
know. And I have more pride doing what I'm living the way I am now than I would be if I was staying at somebody's house for free. You know, I wouldn't feel good about that. But at the same time, I know my family needs, you know, a home, and the RV is not a home. I mean, the streets is no place for anybody to be. I mean,
Yeah.
It really isn't. Some people like to be homeless. I don't know why, but maybe they've got some mental, you know, issues or whatnot. But for the most part, most people don't. You know, there's only a few, but there's always a struggle, though. You know, but at least I'm working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if I wasn't working, that's why you see people with you know, signs and stuff, because I mean, people may not agree with it, but what are they supposed to do?
Yeah. Exactly.
How are they supposed to work?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, they're unkempt, right? I mean, they're not shaved. You know, their hair might be greasy or whatnot. They might stink, but nobody's going to hire them.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not going to happen like that.
Yeah. A lot
You
of
know?
people say, oh, they could be working, but all that, but you know, they don't know.
Right.
You know, even the littlest things matter when you have a job.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, the security of a job, you know, is important. And then, you know, then lodging, of course. But you know, and again, a lot of it's self-inflicted by, you know, people. But at the same time, like I said, what are they supposed to do? You know, is anybody going out there to help them, assist them? You know, there is. I know San Jose is getting better about it. San Francisco, they have programs in place to where they utilize to actually help people get into, you know, transitional housing, which is good. And they get, you know, health care and things like that, and food and important. But if you can get people into a place to live, I mean, it's a huge success rate versus if you're just going to give them a meal here and a meal there. It's not going to do anything. You know, or go to the shelter. Shelter's a disturbing place, I think.
Yeah.
We went there one time, the one on Picardo. And you want to talk about struggle. I saw the people that are going in there. That's a struggle because they don't have anything. They just go in there to sleep at night, especially on cold nights. And it's actually a pretty terrible situation for a lot of people. You know, downtown, the people live in the creeks, right?
Yeah.
Remember, what was that place off of Tully? The big encampment.
Oh, the jungle.
The jungle.
Yeah.
I've known a few people I met that stayed there, and it was. Some said it was all right, and others said it was just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like lawlessness. You know, no sheriff in town.
Yeah.
You know, so you can only imagine. Everybody's
Yeah.
making their own laws up.
Yeah, that is great.
It's dangerous too,
Definitely.
and it's still going on. I mean, I think the jungle's still there in a sense. People are still there. They'll never leave. You know, because I mean, they feel secure down there, I guess. But that's the struggles. I mean, being on the streets is a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, and a friend of mine actually pointed out, goes, how many sober people do you know that are homeless? Think about that one carefully, because you have to cope somehow. So you have to self-medicate.
Yeah.
You know, thank God I'm not the alcoholic I used to be. You know, I used to drink a handle a day. I don't know if you remember that, but that was 012. That was bad.
2012? Yeah, I don't think I remember.
Yeah, a handle a
wasn't
day.
coming
That was
around
crazy.
then.
That was crazy. You know, that's to be able to cope.
Yeah, definitely. I don't blame people, you know. They got to do what they got to do, you know.
Yeah,
Life is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you know? You got to numb yourself in a sense.
Definitely. That's the only way to be sane sometimes, you know.
Yep. And there lies in the problem with my son, Matthew. You know, he's taken drinking to a whole level that I never expected in my life. And he needs help, and I don't even know what to do. I mean,
yeah, it's sad because I know Matt's a good kid, you know, like he's not violent or he's not, you know, wanting to be in the streets. It's just, you know, he just adapted to his surroundings, you know.
environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's very true. That's spot on, because the environment plays a big, you know, integral part of that. You know, how we act, what we do, because if you're around people that are, you know, substance abuse or whatnot, I mean, chances are you're going to be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very good chance of it. You know, like I said, I mean, you're not going to, you know, we're not going to run into a professor out here, right? Homeless professor, I doubt it. You know, I mean, somebody who doesn't drink or smoke or do something. But I guarantee you this: about 90, at least 95% of the people I know of do something. You know, regarding, you know, some kind of a drug or whatever it may be. Usually it's alcohol.
Yeah, and it's pretty hard when you're like already stuck in that cycle.
Right. Yeah. And then you're trying to get out. How do you get out of it? You know, that's where, I mean, people need assistance, and also some people don't want it. Like I know a couple people, I'm not going to mention names, it's not fair because they're not here, but they refuse, they'll refuse help, you know, assistance. You know, they'd rather just have the handout, whatnot. They're complacent in how they are. You know, they've been doing it for years, and that's what they're used to. You know, we're all creatures of habit, right? And so, you know, it's hard to break a habit.
Definitely.
If that makes sense.
So, I was wondering if you're receiving any government aid right now, and if you are, if it's sufficient, or do you believe it's sufficient enough?
No. I have in the past had food stamps. We have to go back and try to get Medi-Cal. You know, I'm not going to do the Obama thing. No way. I think that it's illegal what they're doing with that anyway. How can you be fined for not having health insurance? It's ridiculous. I mean, that's a great motivating factor. You'd be fined $1,000. Well, thank you. What? Huh? What? So, but I've had food stamps. We had cash aid before. It's very, very low. There's no way on earth you could, you know, sustain yourself for a month.
Definitely.
And I think we got, when we did get it, and it was like 3 years ago. It was. Was it 600? Was it 600 or 500 a month? Okay, well, you break that down, it's only 125, 150 a week for a family of 3. I break that in, you know, thirds. It is not very much, you know, for a month, for 30 days. But, you know, then again, the food stamps does help that substantially. But if you're by yourself, you're only getting maybe 150 a month. Again, break that down in 4, right? It's not very much. You know, $35 a week. That's your allotted, you know, what you can spend. I mean, if you want to go the whole month like that, so who's going to live on that?
Yeah.
You know, to eat with. But it does help. You know, it does. Okay.
So, have you tried applying for housing? And
well, once upon a time, oh my, I kicked myself. Me and Roberta just kick ourselves right in the ass so many times on this one. We qualified for Section 8. It was in 1997, I believe. 97, 90, I think it was 97. Anyway, we both had jobs at the time. I had a good job, she had a good job. You know, we were making about $50,000 a year between us. Probably more than that. But, so we went to the meeting and everything, like to sign the paperwork. And we had this brilliant idea of, well, somebody else can use it instead of us. So we gave it away, basically.
I see.
And now in hindsight, I didn't know it was for life. And I would not have been here if we would have just taken, oh man. Talk about kicking yourself in the ass. I mean, I beat myself up on that a lot. I mean, it's like, wow, that could have been a life changer right there. We would have had stability, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
But, you know, it's all right. It was, you know, we thought we were doing the right thing. You know, because we didn't need it at that time. You know, of course, we're not fortune tellers. We can't see the future.
Yeah.
You know, if I could, believe me, I wouldn't have turned it down.
Yeah.
But everybody in the room was shocked. They were like, well, yeah, okay, everybody have a great day. You know, they're like, I mean, it's like once in a lifetime thing. You know what I mean? In a sense, to get it, and we just squandered it, I guess. But we didn't do it because we were being idiots. We just did it because we felt like we didn't need it. Yeah. Somebody else needed it more than we did.
Yeah, and I respect you for that. I mean, that is still, you know, that's still life-changing for someone else. It might have not been for you.
Absolutely.
I still respect you for that. You know, someone out there got the help they needed. So.
And hopefully they took advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope it comes back to you. You know, you made a big sacrifice.
Every time, well, thank you. Every time the housing thing, we think about doing the housing thing, or we hear it's going to open up, it's closed. You know, and the waiting list is way too long. It's like 3 years or something.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, We just haven't gone down to do it. But then again, we've gone down like probably 3 or 4 times, I would say, and since then, to try to get on the house, and it's closed every time. We've never even got in, put our names on there because it's closed. It's just done. So I mean, it's something we can look into. But then again, we're trying to get out of here too. Go to Reading.
Definitely.
I just need to get out of this area. Get start new somewhere, and much cheaper area. And plus, Roberta, I love her family up there. We all get along.
That's good.
So yeah, it is good. And her dad's up there, and he's not doing too well, health-wise. He's getting older, so I think it would be important. It'd be good for Matthew to get away too. And then I got Nathan to worry about too. Try to get him up there too, but he's got other issues at the moment. So.
Okay, so my final question is going to be: so, do you know anybody that's been in a similar situation as yourself that's made it out of the cycle of homelessness? Or you think most people are still trapped in that physical and mental state?
That's a great question. I can't think of anybody per se who's gotten out of it. I mean, honestly, I can't. Nobody comes to mind.
I mean, I could think of someone. Jack's mom, Lana. She was living in that RV for a little bit, but
True. But she also has her father.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know,
she didn't necessarily.
So
make
she
it
had
out, so.
assistance from her family to